Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share my December 2017 December daily. Did a little tag for it here. This was definitely a labor of love. I skipped last year, 2016. I skipped so far, and this one I finished. Today is May the 11th or 12th, so it took me a little bit longer than I wanted to, but it is complete. I think I will go back to finish 2016 because it was my granddaughter's first Christmas. I just didn't have a lot of mojo for it that year, but this past year I did a little bit better. So I will try to remember to link down below where the supplies came from, but I can say that for the first time ever, I did purchase an Allie Edwards December Daily kit. So I left the tag that I received in the kit inside the album. Here's day one. This is when I started to go through my dad's slides, I found pictures of what would have been my first Christmas in 1961, and so I wanted to use that, and so that was my day one. This was a rub-on. It's very, very old. This was from the Allie Edwards kit. Then I also wanted to showcase, in continuing day one, just my family at the time. There I am, tiny little me, and my aunt and uncle and my grandparents, and this was the way their house looked with the wallpaper, and it just, I was very nostalgic this year. So this tab says where my love of Christmas began. And then I talk a little bit about how lucky I am to have been born into a family that really loved Christmas, and talk a little bit about my Christmas memories. This is day two. A little tag here that I cut out of some pattern paper. I wrote about my granddaughter's dance event this year. So this was a last year and this year dance picture. Almost 2-year-olds don't like so much to be hugged and tugged and fun, being so fond of them all the time, but she is so very loved. She doesn't always like to be cuddled. This is our annual library event. We always get our photo taken with Santa at the library, and so that is us and our friend Santa. Here's my partner's, probably her 2-year-old Christmas, but I just put it on day 3. But she was 2 with her little baby at her grandparents' house. Day 4, what I'm reading. Difficult book, wonderful book, very difficult book, and I've met my Goodreads goal early this year. So that was my plans for this year's reading. I'm on track for this year as well. Here is day 5, which is our white tree. We always decorate everything white on that tree, obviously. Silly. Day 6, I went to the World War II Museum to find my dad's brick. I'm trying to get this into focus, sorry. We purchased a brick in honor of my dad's service. He was a World War II veteran, and I finally found it because it was installed earlier this year. And then after we met our daughter in the little area there where you eat, and then after we went and got some rolled ice cream at Freezy Street in New Orleans. If you've never had rolled ice cream, it is delicious and fun to watch. This is another Christmas memory tag about church and candlelight service and what we would do. This was an old paper that I had with some hymns, Christmas hymns, so I added that, and I finally got to use some wood veneers. This one broke, but I'm hoping it'll weather the wear and tear of the book. Day 8 was exciting because in South Mississippi it snowed. Doesn't do that very often here, so we made a snowman. And this was our yard. You can't hardly see the snow falling, but it did. And then this is our granddaughter, her excitement when it snowed that night finally at her house. Day 9, we every month have something that's called an art walk here in our community, second Saturday. It was a very cold art walk this year. And at one of the shops locally, I got this vintage Christmas wrapping paper, so I used it here and in another place later in the book. I love it. And this was some older Christmas paper that I had. I can't remember. I will link the products that I use down below, and as many as I have. Some of them I don't have. This was our family photo shoot for the fall Christmas season, and so this was our group photo. We always do a silly photo, and that one was pretty silly this year. Then we of course do a normal one. This was day 10. We didn't take them on day 10, but we had them printed for. This was our Christmas card this year, front and back from Shutterfly. And then these were some of the other photos of the girls. I also got this washi tape from Target, I think. And I really like that it matched the buffalo print. And these photos were actually the reason I purchased the buffalo print album this year. I also have some buffalo print paper, but it turns out I didn't use as much of that as I thought I would. From Echo Park, I think that one was. This is day 11. I always do a spread about the Starbucks design for the cups. And I cut out the logo here, and I used another one of those rub-ons from the first page. This is actually a digital print that I got, digital bundle that I got from, I'll tell you in the comments. I know who it is. She's South African, and I love her work. I'll think of it. When I think of it, I'll shout it out. Day 12, we had to go to the hospital and have some tests run. One of us did, so it was kind of a tricky day. Day 13 is about how my dog is exiled, or my cat, goodness sakes. My cat is exiled every year because he can't stop chewing lights, pre-lit lights, and I let him out one night, and he immediately went under the tree and started to look like he was going to eat the light cords. Day 14, I always take my daughter to the airport in New Orleans every year to visit her dad. So this was her and I waiting for the plane. Day 15, I went back to photos from the Chicago area from 1964. I found these, and it just reminded me, this is Marshall Fields, the outside, the windows. We would go and look in the windows, and we would go inside and look at the tree. It was just always a really special event for me to go into the city as a child and see all the pretty decor. And so again, I was pretty nostalgic this year. Santa Paws pictures this year for Agnes and Charlotte. Winifred wouldn't go. She wouldn't participate. Again, a little bit more nostalgia. Some vintage photos that I found, but also talking about what we're doing now. I do love the vintage memes, and this paper is pretty old. This is an old Stampin' Up! Paper that I've had for a really long time. And these were some old little stickers that came on a sheet. And I think this was also Stampin' Up! Paper. I just cut it apart. Here's some more tags. And these were from my friend who we celebrated Christmas with. We always exchange gifts. This was in front of our white tree. Talk about how fun it is to be with him at Christmas. This was just talking about how cold it was. This was one of the coldest winters ever living here in South Mississippi. So we were really, really experiencing a lot of cold days, but I actually like it. This was a bookbinding class I took at a local art gallery, Almost Circle Gallery in Biloxi. My daughter joined me at the last minute. We learned how to do hand-bound stick binding, which was fun. These are the scraps from the book. We had to cut out these little the corner of these cards. So those are the scraps. I fused the top of that so it would stay together. There's another picture of us and some other people that were there. That was day 20, obviously. So that was fun. I really like to do a new craft every year, and this one was a great, inexpensive class, and this I can use this technique to make in fact, I may do a video about that little book. To do a book out of Christmas cards every year would be a fun thing to do. So they're still showing through this one, but that's okay. So day 21, we were prepping for our first family Christmas event with my partner's family, and then this is that day. Not all of us could be there, but we were pretty strong in number. We were definitely strong in food. Here's just some little confetti I got from somebody I think I did a pocket letter swap with a while ago. I think I got those then, and then this is the next side of that day 22. Day 23, I wanted to talk about the things that we liked, gifts that we liked when we were kids, favorite memories when we were kids, and decor and things. And so my partner, actually they were roller skates that she got from her grandparents, but I had a little cute little vintage meme that had roller skates, and I just liked it. One of my favorite gifts was a spirograph, and so I wanted to showcase that photo of that as well, so I found that online. This was an Allie Edwards clear transparency, 3x4 transparency. This is Christmas Eve. We exchanged one gift. We went to see Star Wars and really had a good, nice, quiet day. Went and got my daughter. This is Christmas Day. Sorry. And on the back of Christmas Day, my daughter and I went to the movies alone this year because my partner had to work. So talk about that. We always do that. Talked a little bit about, childhood Christmases again, traditions that we created as kids and we do now as adults. The 25th was where we went to the movie, what movie she and I saw. Just a little bit of decor and things from around the house just to do that. I cut this out of a book. It was a little dictionary, encyclopedia. And so this was the entry about Christmas, so I thought that was fun. And here's the other side, what we're watching, reading, and eating these days. Just some little tags I've had over the years, little circular, goodness sakes, you guys, circular embellishments. And then I skip ahead to the 30th. I didn't do all the days in between this year because it just didn't have a lot of photos and it was getting full. So the 30th is about how we spent Christmas this year at son and daughter-in-law's, and here's a few small photos of our time there. And this is from the Allie Edwards kit. Actually, I got the Jasmine Jones kit, just to be clear. I got the Jasmine Jones small kit. Here's some more pictures. This is some more of that vintage paper that I got at my friend's shop, and I really liked that. So, group shot, some photos of my son in his pajamas, just what kind of makes our time special, and our little Adeline on her second Christmas. And the thing about a child, I always like to have that. This was also one of my favorite gifts. My daughter, actually from an Etsy shop. So when we did the hand-bound book class, I didn't have any idea, but she found a shop on Etsy that will make jewelry out of handwriting. So she wanted something that my mom had written. She asked my partner to try to find her signature somewhere in my office and cards or different things. But before they had to worry about that, when we did the card class, she actually discovered that I had brought some of my mom's cards. I'm not going to pull this out, but that's the journaling about it. There's a little tag inside. I just can't really get it to come out. It's very tight. So anyway, she made me this, or had this woman shop make me this bracelet that says "Love Always, Mom." It's very special, and that was a really special gift for me this year. My mom's always with me, and when I see a cardinal, I always know that she's there. So I stuck that little cardinal, and it went really well with the papers on both sides, and this did as well, pretty well. It's a little bit more teal than blue, but. And then I had the girls. So far, the girls have done tell me their favorite gifts and favorite memories and favorite foods this year. So I did a little, as Allie does in her December Daily, I did a little tag of those things and put that in there. And then this is a free printable I got from Jen Scow, Crafty Jen Scow. I think it was it was probably 2 years ago. Since I didn't do a 2016, I threw it in this one because I wanted to do it and just did not. So I hope you enjoyed my little December daily, finished in May. Better late than never. And this is the second time I have finished a December daily in May, so that's not too bad. If you've done one, please let me know where I can find it in the comments. And if you have any other questions or comments you'd like to add, don't hesitate to do so. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And thanks again for joining me. Bye-bye for now.